to this edition of Collier Focus. On today's show, we'll take a look at the Board of County Commissioners meeting. A conditional use approval clears the way for a second cat transfer station. And the board pays tribute to longtime Collier County Sheriff Aubrey Rogers. I'm Troy Miller. We'll cover these stories and more next on Collier Focus. Stay tuned.
Whether reporting on the latest news stories or hot issues, taking a look at county government services, or announcing what's happening around the county, this is Collier Focus, bringing government home.
At the recent Board of County Commissioners meeting, the board approved a conditional use permit that clears the way for the CAT bus system to begin using their storage and maintenance facility on Radio Road as a second transfer station. The increased use of the CAT system is driving the need for more transfer sites across the county. Alternative Transportation Modes Director Michelle Arnold reminds us that all transfer operations are not moving.
We are going to be utilizing the government complex, however, for our major transfer activity. And there was some concern in the public that the activity that's currently operating here at the government complex is going to be utilized only at the Radio Road location. That's not the case. That's going to be one of many locations that we are currently using for transfer activities.
Arnold went on to say that more transfer sites are being considered now for different areas in the county. The board heard their first annual report on a commercial impact fee program that is saving local businesses significant dollars. The program provides qualifying businesses an exemption from the payment of impact fees, excluding water and sewer, for changes of use in existing commercial buildings that have had a certificate of occupancy for at least 5 years. During the program's first year, 40 applicants participated, with 20 of the applicants being new businesses. The amount of impact fee payments that have been exempted thus far totals more than $1.2 million, which is a direct savings to the qualifying businesses. And while the board expressed delight at the success of the program thus far, they did ask to explore some potential changes.
We have been told by the commissioners to go and speak with our impact fee consultant, to reach out to the building industry, and to work with the county attorney to come back with some suggestions that the board can consider for changes to the program, to examine the fairness elements that were brought up by the speakers, and to come back with comprehensive recommendations for the program.
Patterson says she expects to report back to the board within the next 6 to 8 weeks. In an effort to best deal with ongoing problems caused by foreclosures, the board approved guiding principles for any foreclosure-related legislation being considered by the Florida legislature this year. The recommendations were developed by members of the Collier County Foreclosure Task Force.
The board is opposed to the concept of non-judicial foreclosure. That's jargon for the ability for a bank to remove someone from their home, take possession and title away from someone without going through the courts, with just issuing essentially a notice saying you have 90 days to get out of your house if you don't catch up on your payments. The members who responded to this felt very strongly that that was not an appropriate way for people to get thrown out of their homes, and the board agreed with us on that.
Several foreclosure-related bills are being considered by lawmakers in Tallahassee. The commissioners paid tribute to former Collier County Sheriff Aubrey Rogers, who passed on March 10th. Rogers is credited with bringing the sheriff's office into the 20th century with advancements like the 800 megahertz radio system and in-car computers. Representative David Rivera's legislative aide and longtime Collier County resident John Norman remembered his longtime friend.
Knowing Aubrey all those years and never seeing the guy overly pretentious about anything, he was just, I guess, when he got back to the good old boy idea where he usually went someplace to find grits and mullet on Friday until he couldn't do that. If the rest of the sheriff's office holds up to the traditions that Aubrey Rogers started, it'll be a hell of a sheriff's office. And it has turned out to be just that.
We here at Collier Focus also pass along our thoughts and prayers to the Rogers family. Former and current members of the military soliciting donations now must show proof of their service. The board amended 2 ordinances which would prohibit public solicitors from misrepresenting they are current or former members of the military. One amendment requires proof of military service from those who claim to be vets or wear military uniforms when soliciting for donations here in Collier County. So the next time you donate, don't hesitate to ask for their proof of service. The board recognized Pelican Wire Company as the business of the month for March. Ted Bill gave the commissioners a brief history of the company, which was started in 1974 in a basement in Wonder Lake, Illinois, by Larry and Teresa Bill, along with Edward Hobart. The company moved to Naples in 1975 and have expanded over the years from a 2,400 square foot facility to over 30,000 square feet in the White Lake Industrial Park. The Pelican Wire Company has 48 employees and manufactures over 3,000 custom products. Congratulations to Pelican Wire for being selected as Collier County's Business of the Month. Well, it's time for a break. When we come back, the 3-day-a-week lawn irrigation goes back into effect, and Commissioners Coletta and Hallis visit Tallahassee for the Florida Association of Counties Government Day. All of that and more when Collier Focus continues.